Look, thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be here with you alongside Herbert, who is a fellow board member of World Rugby and is chair of the regions around the world, of which there are 6, and is a proud man from Africa. Rugby Africa is at his heart, but also he plays a big role in leading the game globally in terms of how we connect with our regions. I'd like to recognise David Carrigy, who is one of the most senior and experienced executives in the game of rugby anywhere in the world, and we're very lucky to have David along with us as well. I want to say thank you to the union for having me. It's been a while since I've been here. The last time I came here wearing my rugby hat was when I got to play in the Emerging Wallabies in 1994 against Zimbabwe. This is the jersey that I swapped on that day and have had sitting at home proudly until my daughters were rummaging through my rugby paraphernalia and they said, "Hey Dad, this is a pretty cool jersey, can I pull it out, can I wear it, because this retro looks pretty cool." Anyway, my daughter Eloise has been walking around proudly with the Zimbabwe jersey, and then Amelia thought it would be a lovely touch for me to pack it in my bag and to bring it here, I guess to recognise what a historical time it is for rugby in Zimbabwe. We are here out of respect to Zimbabwe now re-emerging as one of the top 24 nations in the rugby world that is now participating this year in the Nations Cup alongside the Nations Championship, which is where World Rugby has invested in supporting the top 24 teams that are participating in a Rugby World Cup in Australia, my home country, next year, in a competition of meaning this year. Just recently we played matches where Zimbabwe Rugby Union did incredibly well. I think they surprised themselves as much as the rest of the world, but it shows you the opportunity of competition, and I know that they're excited about the opportunity that comes later this year when they head to the Northern Hemisphere, where all those 24 teams will again be participating in the Nations Cup and Nations Championship, which from our perspective at World Rugby is to enable more teams. So this World Cup we have gone from 20 teams in 2023 to 24 teams in Australia, and we are wanting those teams coming in as best they can, prepared to compete at the highest level. So this competition this year is really a significant stepping stone for ensuring that all those teams are match ready for what is an historic World Cup in Australia. I also want to recognise the leadership of the union, the role that the interim management committee have played in resetting and reshaping the future of the game, and the confidence that we have at World Rugby in the leadership that's been shown here, and our support again for the discipline, the maturity, and the respect and focus on the importance of governance in our game, and we have the utmost confidence in the leadership here, and we only want to continue to support them. And as he has said, the worst thing that could possibly happen is this opportunity is left on the table for Zimbabwe, and that this isn't something that they aspire not just for next year, but for 31 in the US, and for wherever we end up in 2035 for the next World Cup. So the opportunity is live, it's real, and we are here to co-invest alongside the union, as well as we've had discussions today, the opportunity that sits alongside the government here to really leverage this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a part of, what is the third biggest sporting event in the world. The Olympics, a FIFA World Cup, and then Rugby World Cup closely behind is the third biggest sporting event in the world. It'll be in Australia next year, as I said, and then we're taking it to the USA in 31, and we want to see Zimbabwe continue to take every opportunity to perform and to enable themselves to build their opportunities. Why is that important to us? Because ultimately, we're here to see our game thrive and grow, and for young boys and girls now to really aspire to the opportunities that rugby creates, and that includes the on-field opportunities, which at a high performance level mean representing your country in a Rugby World Cup. And ultimately, as a young woman in our game, you can aspire also to participate in Rugby World Cups and through the sevens in the Olympic Games. So rugby off the field, though, what it gives us and continues to give those children are values and opportunities that they may never see in their life. So one of the things that inspires us in our role is the role that rugby plays in changing and enriching lives. And that's a unique gift to be able to give to a young boy or a young girl. We as a board and with all of the council only in September last year had a new strategic plan that was approved through to 2031. And at the heart of the plan sits the purpose of World Rugby. So what it is World Rugby does, why it exists, and also our aspirations. So I guess if I start with the first being why we exist, World Rugby exists to deliver iconic events. So Rugby World Cups, 7 series, Olympic Games, those moments in time are special because they are unique to our game, and we are responsible for supporting and delivering those events. And those events ultimately fuel the game. So the revenue and the surpluses of Rugby World Cup enable us as a body to invest into the sport. So doing those things really well is really important. The second reason we exist is to make the right choices with the money we generate. So we have to invest wisely and have an impact with those investments. And I guess a great example of that is the decision we've taken to shift our focus around competitions to investing in the Nations Cup and Nations Championship, where we're wanting to create more opportunities for more teams to have more quality competition that's meaningful, that allows, particularly for the boys here at the Sables, a higher bar to reach. We also have made a big decision to invest into the women's game. We see that to be a significant runway for the future. And finally, we have this responsibility to provide leadership and support for our members. And that's why we're here. We are here to sit alongside the Zimbabwe Rugby Union, to sit with the minister, with the deputy minister, and talk about the power of their involvement in the Rugby World Cup. That is a game changer, literally, for this country, for rugby in this country, and for them to truly understand the scale of that event and the opportunities that come from rugby thriving in Zimbabwe. So those are the ambitions we have as to why we exist. And then the next important point is in 2031, what's Herbert and I and Johnny and everyone sitting back and opening a Sable beer and celebrating we've achieved? What are those things? And for me, the things that really matter is that we've generated the money that fuels the game, that we've united the sport. This game of ours is a truly global game, over 130 members. And the final piece is that we continue to change lives. Every day I am blessed to see, whether it be my own children, whether it be my friends, whether it be through the world of rugby, we change and enrich lives every day. And we are blessed to have a sport that has its values embedded in everything we do. And it's something I feel very proud of. When I look at standing us up against other sports, I feel that rugby has something very unique and special in the values and behaviours that we expect of each other. And anywhere in the world, whether it be here in Zimbabwe, in Harare, just having lunch with the Deputy Minister, or whether it be in Buenos Aires, where Herbert and I will be in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, the game has these unique values that anywhere in the world you go, there is alignment about the importance of those.